So today I'm doing a review for the movie Tony that just came out last week in select theaters. Apparently, it's going to be in nationwide theaters August the 21st, which is Friday, about 2 weeks from now. This was directed by Matt Johnson, and I'm not going to be going into the whole filmography. Apparently, he directed another movie. I think it was that Nirvana band movie that came out a few months ago. I saw it, didn't really like that one. I just didn't understand it. Basically, that's a movie based on something that's similar to Jackass. You know how they made a show, then they made a movie similar to the show, based on the show, and that's what Nirvana was. Anyway, so into this film, Tony. This stars Dominic Sessa as the titular character Tony, who is basically Anthony Bourdain. That's the food critic slash celebrity chef slash cook. You may have heard of him. He started the whole traveling the world celebrity chef business that Guy Fieri is known for. So there you go. Guy Fieri didn't start that. It was Anthony Bourdain. Of course, this is according to any information I could find internet. Sorry, the web. Also stars Antonio Banderas as chef, Emilia Jones as Nancy, who is Tony's love interest throughout the movie, and Leo Woodall as Sal. You know Leo Woodall from other movies. Yes, Leo was also in Newmanburg and Cuno. Cuno is the most recent movie he was in, where he stars a guy with ear issues. He has to have earplugs, headphones on. He tunes the piano. If you get what that movie's about. Anyway, just saying the performances in this movie are spectacular. Dominic Sessa is great as Tony. Leo Woodall is great as Sal, and Antonio Banderas, he's great as the chef. Emilia Jones, she does all right, but she does good for Nancy. You know, the emotional beats hit, and you feel the characters where they're coming. So now that I got that out, the movie, like I said, is about Anthony Bourdain. We'll not be going into spoilers. I'm just going to be talking about a very shallow, uh, thing about it. Here's a plot synopsis. It's pretty much just a kind of a biopic. I don't know if it's a full on biopic. It just covers really the beginning of Anthony Bourdain's initial interest into the culinary arts. He ends up in Camp Cod, where his love interest Nancy is played by Billy Jones. She goes there for the summer, and he does too. He's actually an aspiring writer. He wants to write, and he's supposed to get this college fellowship. When he doesn't get it, he makes up this whole lie about he only ended up in Camp Cod because he's supposed to be writing a book, chef at this local restaurant. That's why he's working at the restaurant. Turns out that it's not really that. Will not be going into spoilers, but he ends up there after getting into some bit of a jam or trouble, I guess. Ends up under the tutelage of Antonio characters. We don't ever get his name. Antonio Banderas, he plays just a chef. We don't even get his name. Brief history, he was in the CIA. Not the law enforcement agency, but not the federal agency. It stands for Culinary Arts Institute of America, something like that. The abbreviations of CIA. So that's in the movie. The movie is quite good. It's funny, it's humorous, it's fun. It's got your rated R type of stuff. It's got use of drugs, cigarettes. It's cocaine they're snorting. Other stuff. Not really sex, but casual sexual humor or sexual content that's not full on nudity, but sexually suggested. As for the cinematography, it's good. There's a few good sunset moments. I think it's kind of hard to get a sunset moment because you have to film it just right. I myself had to take photos of a sunset. They call it golden hour into photography. So that was good to see when it comes to cinematography. The editing is about as you would expect in a biopic. You had the beginning where Tony is essentially doing the news of him not getting the fellowship as he was toned down and they gave it to somebody else. But he makes up this lie that he plays along with along the way that he did get it. That is actually two people, a man and a woman, female student and a male student. He was the male student that got chosen, and the female student that another character says later on in the movie was taken, sent to someone else, some other location. And well, yeah. So then, he has to convince his parents that he did get the fellowship because he lied. He ends up lying and runs away for the summer. And typically, he ends up broke and he's living in the chef's home. The chef has pity on him. All the while, he's waking him up in the morning, making sure he's there by 10:45, or else anyone who's late is fired. That's the chef's rule if you're employed at his business. He makes sure that Tony is not late by splashing a bucket of water onto his face. He does this like 15 to 20 times throughout the movie. It's just, it's actually funny each time. And there's one moment when Tony flinches and wakes up out of it without the chef even getting there. You see the chef walking up from the shore with his bucket of water, but he sees Tony's already up and he just goes ahead and empties the water into the sand. And it's kind of like Tony just wakes up out of instinct, out of full on memory of having it done to him about like 20 times. He wakes up and turns out there's no water. He just, it's just so funny. And that's the last time you see water splash. So yeah, it's got this movie's got up and down. It's a casual life movie. It's like a coming of age story that showcases why Anthony Bourdain got into the culinary arts. I don't know really anything about history. I know that he did commit suicide later on in 2018, but the movie doesn't even hit on that. It doesn't hit on anything about his love interest or love life or whatever. It doesn't even hit on the whole celebrity chef thing. It's really just about, it's just a casual movie that would at least get you interested in him as a person. Maybe you want to do research later on and find out more about him. You can There you can nitpick what the movie did include, what it didn't. The movie is not meant to be a full on biography. It's just meant to be kind of this comedic approach to his life in his teens when he's a college student, aspiring young writer, um, writer with the pen. I'm saying that because I can't produce my R's, my speech impediment. But he becomes interested in cooking food essentially. Um, and so there you have it. It's a fun movie. It's I think it's an hour and a little bit over an hour and a half. Doesn't even hit 2 hours. It's in between an hour and a half and 2 hours. Yeah, so the movie's only an hour and 46 minutes, will take. So it's not that long. Not as long as Spider Man Brand New Day for sure. And yeah, you can enjoy it. I suggest you take friends, get something to eat, go see the Alamo Draft House. You can dine in. That was my plan initially. I wanted to go see it on my birthday, but of course I don't have any. I was yeah, and tickets are already sold out, but maybe I'll still be able to see it. I will watch it again just because it's so funny, comedic wise. It's just brilliant. Antonio Banderas, he actually makes you laugh because his character Chef is kind of a religious man. He takes the whole God's name in vain, and God's name in vain. He takes that personally. Even if you say something that's Jesus effing Christ, the curse word there, he'll be like, "Hey, don't do that." That's his stick. He's religious wise. He lets words like "fuck" you be used, but he does it like Jesus being mixed with that. While it's funny, it's also kind of reminds me not to do it. It's actually rather serious. So Antonio Banderas, he makes you want to go see the movie. He alone makes you. But yeah, Dominic Sessa, he does a great job too as Tony. He really does showcase Tony as this not fragile but kind of insecure at times and kind of afraid. He's kind of scared. Especially around the character Sal, played by um, the actor Leo Woodall. Yeah. So when he's around him, he's often kind of and Sal can be kind of scary. So rightfully kind of scared and timid and kind of hesitant. But he's also caring and funny, and he's also character Tony's kind of quick witted. He's an asshole at times, admittedly, but the movie was set in the 70s. I believe that it's 1975, at least according to Wikipedia. Anyway, so yeah, there was that. It's not long. It's fun to watch, and I had a good time. So that's all I have to really say about it. I don't want to spend too long. I don't want to go into spoilers. The embargo lifted like week and a half ago, so you'll probably find other reviews that go into spoiler reviews. The movie, like I said, it's not spot on accurate. I know that. I don't know anything about Anthony Bourdain in his life. I don't know anything about him. I do know the movie is not spot on accurate, but it at least functions as an inspirational um, means to do some more research into Anthony Bourdain. I mean, find out more about him regarding the whole celebrity chef and his interest in food and culinary arts and just being a chef, and seeing how accurate the film actually is. So I highly encourage you to go check out Tony this week. It opens this weekend. I know it opens at AMC theaters this weekend. It's got a early screening in Alamo Drafthouse tomorrow, Tuesday. Sorry, Tuesday, and but I saw it at AMC Screen Unseen, the mystery movie, if you will. I guess Google may have mystery movies. I don't know if this is chosen as its mystery movie, but yeah, it was it was a good time. So I'd say it'll be in all theaters nationwide by August 21st. So can't see it this coming weekend. Next coming weekend, you should reserve tickets for it if you have a list or any type of membership. Discount Tuesdays or Wednesdays if you have to catch it there. Yeah. It's is it better than the Michael biopic? Definitely not, because Michael has a different vibe. But when it comes to like people that you may or may not even know, everybody knows Michael Jackson, but do you really know Anthony Bourdain? I must say I didn't really know anything about him. I heard about him from people, like the guy down the street at the restaurant, but I did a little bit of research. I don't really know anything about him. I've seen him on TV. I know he had an actual autobiography that came out in 2021, like 5 years ago, give or take. But I never really saw it, so I'm completely out of the loop. I'm a novice when it comes to Anthony Bourdain or anything celebrity chef wise. But yeah, this movie functions as a good entry point if you know enough to inspire interest. I think that's what its purpose is to ultimately inspire interest into the character or the person of Anthony Bourdain. Also, it's another role that I have to look at my list here. Dominic Sessa can put on his what's already on his resume, filmography. He's a good actor. I saw him in Now You See Me, Now You Don't. I saw him in a movie called The Holdovers with Paul Giamatti. They came out about 3 years ago. That's kind of funny because I saw that movie like in 2021, LA, doing an early premiere before it was even finished, and it took them 2 years to actually publicly release it. So I saw it back in 2021. It might have been 2022, and it took them about a year and a half to 2 years. They didn't release it until 2023. That is the holdovers. This is the first movie I saw with Dominic Sessa. I'm still not familiar with them as an actor. I know them by their face, but I don't know them by their name. And this is one of those movies, talking about Tony Hill, that I've seen actors before, but I don't remember their faces. It's like the actress Amelia Jones. Yes, I have to look at my list, my list here to show you. Amelia Jones that plays the love interest Nancy. I've seen her face before, but I'm not too familiar with her. The only one I say I'm familiar with is Leo Adal. It's the guy that plays Sal. Like he was in Juno, and he was also in Newmanburg. Also, I want to say the actress Monica Lamund. She plays Mary, the bartender in this movie. Monica Lamund is known for her role in Gotham. Sorry, that was another actress that I thought was in. I thought Monica Ramone was in Gotham, but it was another actress I was thinking of. Monica Ramone, I just looked at her filmography, is in a lot of police and detective movies like Chicago Fire, Chicago PD. The first time I saw her was in a show called Lie to Me. Yeah, Lie to Me, but by the character inspired by Paul Eichmann, the human lie detective. Anyway, so yeah, go check out Tony, and you can see for yourself if it's a good biopic or not. I know how some people feel like these biopics are kind of hit or miss. They're more or less accurate and not. Some people are kind of nitpicky. I heard somebody in the theater say how it was a soft attempt at his life because I guess there's a lot more hardships that Anthony Bourdain went through, like depression and drugs and stuff, and the movie didn't really include that. Kind of like the Michael biopic didn't include a lot of Michael's later stuff, like the allegations, um, drug usage or something like that. It didn't include that on purpose because they planned on making Michael 2. But this movie isn't about that. Obviously, it's different. So, but as with all biopics, they kind of or hit or miss. They kind of go soft, and so you can see for yourself if it's that. So anyway, yeah. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you plan on going seeing Tony? Do you even like any of the actors? Did you ever watch or check out or see Anthony Bourdain? Did you meet him in person? If so, how was that? Say anything you want to say in the comments. Let me know if you seen it. If you've seen it, did you like it? Why or not? Why or why not? And if you plan on go see this movie, why or why not? You don't have to, but I would like if you do. Like and subscribe for more, and I plan on releasing more reviews in the future. Also, thank you. Have a good one.